Hey, Joan. It's all right. I started just a little bit early so that everybody could get in easier. Hey, Glenn. Hey, Darren. Carla. Nice. Lots of people coming in already. I'm actually going to drill this for our writing pen for this evening. When you start seeing the small fine powder come out, that's when it's time to back up, and you'll feel a good bit of resistance as well. Clean out. So we are about 650 RPMs. We are maxed out on our tailstock. This is a writing pen made with a piece of the black diamond glitter. I already have our tubes sanded up. We'll put a little glue on it. We will clean the end of that up in just a second. Hi, Linda, Caden, Lisa. Oh, wow. Bunch of people. No, Joan, I've actually got a mermaid blank to be the diamond pen for this evening. Hopefully everyone's having good weather and no storms. My neighbor over here had a terrible run-in with the last storm that came through. He ended up having a couple of trees fall on his house, and it's caused a lot of damage. And the poor guys had to run a generator the last couple of days just to keep power. It ripped the service from the side of his house, and a lot of issues. But they're great neighbors. We give them a hand. They'll make up the rest. They're hard workers. They'll always be okay. Hey, Momo, last week's winner. Hi, Debbie, Carolyn. Wow, we have a big crowd already. Somebody will be the very lucky winner of a Rainbow Mermaid scale this week. That should be exciting. Let me clean up the end of these two pen blanks and oh wow. All right, here are our choices for this evening. We have a pen blank that we can do in the black sparklies. I actually have a piece of ebonite as well, and we can do one of the handles of our kitchen set as well. I have the other ones already ready but not turned, and I'm waiting on one more piece from Rockler, the one that we destroyed last week, to finish the spoons. And this would be a measuring cup set. We can turn the handle of it. Anybody care to chime in? Hey, thanks, Linda. Ebonite is pretty wild. Glenn actually got to see a piece of it get turned. This would be the tan that I have this evening, Glenn. Hey, Palm's with us. Thanks, Palm. How was date night, Palm? Also, typically we like to use the Pine Pink sanding station, you know, labeled after the infamous Pine. But we have a new addition this evening. We can use the Pine Pink or we can use the purple. Here's our Pine Pink. And here is the purple. If you all want to vote in the chat as to what you want to see, we can use either or. I know Palm's vote is always for the pink, but I thought I'd throw a spicer in there. Uh-oh, Palm, you might lose. Oh, man. Story of your life. It looks like the people have spoken. Looks like they want to see that purple. Hey, Crystal joined us as well. Okay. Well, let's turn our diamond painting blank. And we'll turn it down into a rainbow and go from there. Hey, there's my neighbor, Chris. Chris is a veteran like Pime and many others in this group, and we would like to say thank you for your service to all the veterans in here. That is something we are big on, and we always try to pay our tribute. $55 muffins. Wow. Holy cow. You're feeding a small army over there. All right. I'm going to mute this, and we're going to get to turning. The question for Teeny, for the answer, is that harder to turn? The answer is yes, because the mermaid scales themselves are actually 3D printed, and they're a different material than the resin. So yes, it is a little harder to turn. Not terribly harder, but a little harder. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Mama. Thanks, Teeny. Um, this one actually has clear scales in it. We make this with clear scales, white scales, and glow-in-the-dark blue scales. They will be clear to white um, when they're not glowing, and then at night they glow like a blue color. Let me turn to a different different section of carbide and see if this turns any easier. Hey, thanks, Trisha. Wait till you see it polished up. It will be beautiful. There's a lot of color in these. They turn out very well. We're going to turn a black glitter into a writing pen this evening. So you get a chance to see that as well. Okay. We need some Zona paper and a little bit of time. And Pon, it looks like you were outranked this evening. Looks like it's the purple container. Yeah. You could probably make a narrow bottle stopper, or I can make a 1 inch blank for a bottle stopper. But a regular blank, as long as it's 7/8, could be a skinny bottle stopper. So if we take a look at this, we'll get it wet here and you'll be able to see a little bit of what it's going to look like shortly. Yeah, the black litter is something special, that's for sure. I can agree. It will be pretty sweet as a writing pen. All right. Made a little bit of a mess this evening. We have a couple of green, and we have our host of Zona paper, or as one of my favorite words, our ubiquitous Zona paper. I've been told that. Thank you. We appreciate the compliment. I think somebody commented last week on a drop of just go ahead and take all my money. Just take my whole paycheck. Our reply was, no, you need to save some of it so you can buy snacks for the week. It's always better having good snacks. Ubiquitous. Huh. Of all people, I figured Darren would have known that word by heart. He's pretty smart. Had me fooled, that's for sure. That is for sure. All right. Oops. Let's see what it looks like first. Might be able to see a little color in that. Oh, yeah. And this one's a little bit pastel with a little bit of porcelain look to it. So it should come out pretty nice. Oh, Glenn ratting you out, huh? Now this will take just a little bit longer to sand and finish because of the 3D printed material that's in there. I was trying to figure out which Miles the Miles family is, and I think I figured out who that is, which one it is. And Glenn is a snitch. Bad Glenn. Glenn is a tattletale. Huh, look at that, catching grease from all sides. Glenn is showing some really great progress in his turning skills. He has grown a lot. Hey, Roll is joining us as well. Another gorgeous pen. Yes, you do. The beauty of this is some people like to put a CA finish over this because there is a texture difference. The faster you turn it, the less that texture difference is there. But I don't like to put a CA finish over it because I like to feel the scales because they're a different hardness in the resin. You will feel the scales in it. Even Glenn's mom is getting them. Is there anybody in here that uses a palm placer? I think Donna Bass makes them, and maybe Enablers makes them. But it's a palm placer for diamond painting, and it is a really unique thing for those that have carpal tunnel or arthritis in their hands. It really helps. It's usually made with an inch or inch and a half diameter blank. Well, usually with an inch and a half or inch and a quarter. It can, as long as the resin gets a good bond with the 3D printed plastic, it can. If you print the scales too tight of a pattern or too fast, or with the wrong type of 3D printed material, um, they can separate. Sometimes the material, the 3D printed stuff will actually fail, but typically not in the scales. The only time we tend to see it have issues is sometimes if it's printed in a multiple width, um, like the honeycomb patterns. Now we do make a single line honeycomb pattern that prevents that as well. But when we made the original double line, it was really thick. It had issues, and that's why we went to the single line. Uh, Unfortunately, that happens. 3D printed definitely makes a more unique pattern and ability than just plain resin. It's getting there. You're getting one from Donna. If you ever need another blank custom made for one, Kim, just reach out to me. We can gladly make one as a hybrid. There's another lady. I don't know if she's watching the channel or not. Debbie Smith, that has a hybrid from Donna Bass, palm placer, and it turned out beautiful. It's Buckeye burl and red resin as a hybrid. I don't have arthritis, but if I do days and days and days of repetitive, tedious work, my carpal tunnel will flare up a little bit. Carolyn, it will look like this if Glenn is good at what he does. Just make sure you stay on him till he does amazing work, like usual. Buckeye Burl does make some gorgeous stuff. So this is a diamond painting pen, and this is a 3D printed mermaid scale. And it holds a palm plate, or holds a placer in each end, and this is what they use to do diamond painting with, opposed to the skinny ones that come in their kits. We'll hit it with one more piece and we should be good to go. Caroline Glenn will do great work. No issues. I think he's turned some of her other 3D printed blanks as well. Teeny, I don't have any pictures of the blue one, but if you would like, I can print some glow-in-the-dark blue and red scales this week and pour some, and we can turn one on next week's live as glow-in-the-dark. And I'll charge it up with the UV flashlight so that you can see it on the live. Thanks, Kim. It will be when it's all polished up. It looks like it will arrive Thursday, Pam, according to the last update we saw the other day. I haven't checked it today. I will check it today. But I got a message on the 19th that it arrived in Germany, and I took care of the duty tax in Germany through UPS, and it was on its way to Teeny. Yeah, the normal light will charge them as well, especially if you leave it somewhere during the daylight where you get a lot of light. It will look really fine, and the light will charge it just fine. Even fluorescent light will charge it. Sunlight charges it the best. The only reason we charge it with a UV flashlight is just to make it faster, so we don't have to wait. But regular light will charge it, or sunlight will charge it. Your LED lights in your home will charge it as well. I think we'll be all right. It's getting there. By the time we get through all of them, it should be gorgeous. It's getting prettier every time we switch paper. That is for sure. This can actually be used to make a beautiful writing pen as well. I'm thankful my beautiful wife stopped in earlier. She has always been a great supporter of all the crazy ideas I've had and I do, and she's always encouraging. Okay, so first we drilled a 7/32 inch hole in each end, and we put our adaptive bushings in there. We turned it to shape, and now we are using what is called zona paper or polishing paper to polish the surface down and make it smooth for our next step, which will be to polish and finish it. If you want to PM me on Facebook under Troy Shipley, I can show you plenty of finished pens. But first, to get back to what Adriana asked, we are polishing this up so that it's much more beautiful polished than it is in matte finish. Although the matte finish does look gorgeous, the polished is much better. Oh yeah, yeah for sure. The blue and red ones are gorgeous. Next week I will have some done in white with the mermaid scale that will have a beach theme across them, so it will look like the sunset and blue water and the sand poured across the resin. Be sure to look for those in a drop. There are many ways to finish a pen. This works the best for us. Tom and Darren and a few of the other turners either did use zona paper, have switched to zona paper, or at least have seen the process with it. But zona paper, in my opinion, is the quickest and easiest way to finish a pen. No, it's not really that hard. We can do some with a captured ring. Donna does some crazy, beautiful, and very intricate designs with movable parts and captive rings. But we can gladly do that. Donna will have to turn them for diamond pens. We don't turn any diamond pens because of our relationship with those turners. We don't feel that it's morally corrupt to compete against them. It's not morally right to compete against them. Sorry. So we do not turn or sell. Well, we do not turn to sell diamond painting pens. But if you join us live each week, you run the chance of getting one of these pens turned. If we turn on the live, you run the chance of getting it for free if you are the winner. Sure, we can turn those. We'll set it up for next week. Also, for any of the turners that are following us on this, next week, the 29th, we will do a session on doing a CA finish and how to do a CA finish on wood, on Fordite hybrids, and I actually have a couple of polymer clay blanks from Kearney Street to do a CA finish on as well. The Facebook page is Unbelievable Blanks, or my name is Troy Shipley. I'm sure Darren or Pom or somebody can post that for you. I would post it myself, but I'm using both hands to try to make something hopefully somebody likes. Hey, thanks, Pom. We do have several new viewers. That's great. Yeah, thank you anyone this is your first time here, and thanks for joining us. We appreciate anyone that stops by and gives us their time to see anything that we're doing. You can also find us on Facebook under the same name as this YouTube channel, Unbelievable Utensils. Feel free to message us there as well. Yeah, no problem. I can send it to you when it's finished, Teeny. Okay, now we'll apply some of the famous wax and we'll be all right. Oh, wow. Where are you viewing us from that it's almost 3 a.m.? If you don't mind me asking. Sorry about that. Should have said that first. Yeah, good night, Teeny. Thanks for joining us. And Eric, if you don't mind, where are you joining us from? That 3 hours, 3 a.m., that's quite a time difference. That's a 9 hour time difference. The pens are always for sale from each week. Um, and then the measuring cups and the kitchen utensils we've been turning. When we're finished, we want to post a picture of them in the group, and then we'll post the entire set for sale. It will be for a much more reasonable price than normal because all of the turning was done here via YouTube, and the cost will be just a little over materials cost. Moscow, oh, nice, nice. Yes, everyone in the group is always a good crowd. We have been very fortunate to have such a great crowd of people that like to watch what we're doing. There comes the shine. We can see it. Here is the unbuffed, and here is the buffed. It's kind of neat to look at the iPad right here, which this evening is the first evening I brought it down. I normally don't get to watch other than on the phone, but it's neat to see what you see versus how fast this is turning. All right. That is gorgeous, and it's buffed up very well. Yes, I think we do have a new record for the longest distance. People from all over. Behold the power of the internet. I like when it does that. You can see where there's just a little bit of blue sneaking through the purple. Let me clean the lens off here, 1 second. Okay. Glenn, I think we struck a winner with that wax. If there is anyone that needs one of these blanks, we have several made. Reach out to us. We can gladly get you one, either to you or to your favorite turner. But it's a good shape. It's got a nice relief here. It's a little fatter on this end with less relief. Turned out okay. Yeah, the sprinkled colors are always a unique feature. Anybody that's ever casted resin will tell you that sometimes the resin does what the resin wants, and we're just along for the ride. Man, I can't get that cap out of there. I'll get it out later. Not a big deal. Turned out okay, he says. Yeah, it's okay, right? It's not terrible, right? We want to look at it one more time? I know I do. And the beauty of it is because of no CA finish, you can feel the little mermaid scales in your hand when you use it. I've actually turned one of these for a friend of mine's son that has autism, and when he runs his hands back and forth across the tactile difference, it actually calms him down so he doesn't stem. It's pretty neat to see. Thanks, Linda. I'll try to get it in a little bit. Here we go. Now we can see it without the bushings, and I'll buff up the ends. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Thanks, Teeny. Thanks, Eric. I can always add it to the YouTube profile. But like I said, you can reach out to me under Unbelievable Utensils, and I will definitely see it there. Focus is off a bit. That is a constant fight. Let's see if I can get it back into focus for you. That better? Let's see if I can add it here. Nope. All right, have a good evening. I know it's like 1 a.m. over there now. Okay. Next up, we will do the black glitter blank or midnight glitter. I swear this weekend when I'm available, I will make a better setup for the dust collector and for viewing purposes. All right. It's 2 a.m. Good luck pretending. I like that. My grandpa always said if you go to sleep and you sleep real fast, you'll sleep twice as long. So just sleep real well and you get twice as much rest. Okay, here we go. Hi, Leo. Okay, we have it turned. Now we're going to sand it up. The only downside to the 3D printed resin is you typically only get one blank for a diamond pen per piece of paper, or per round of zona paper. It eats up the zona paper pretty fast. And being that we're going to turn a blank, we'll start with fresh. Yes, doesn't sound crazy. They're all shavings that you see flying off. The ribbons will always look white. Well, will typically look white. Um, Not with all colors though. Sometimes if you're doing something in a real deep, rich red or purple or blue, oftentimes you can see them color. It really depends on how much mica or pigment was used to make the blank. Okay, here we go. Let's just see what that looks like first. I think this is going to work. Alumilite is what we use. Yeah, I agree with you, Joan. I think it's going to be gorgeous. The black glitter is gorgeous by itself, and the black glitter is really gorgeous with Fordite as well. Hey, thanks, Debbie. So 90s. Yeah. Darren, these make awesome bespoke pens. Yeah, I would really like to shake the hand of the guy that makes my blanks. I've heard he does a good job, but I don't know if he really does or people are just being polite. When you do these as a diamond painting pen, they look even more magnificent than a pen because there's so much more contoured shape. So there's more glitter available to catch light on different angles, and they make absolutely gorgeous diamond painting pens. A blank would be the raw or bare canvas at which a pen is made from. The blank can be square or round, and it is a blank canvas just like any other art. It can be square like this, or it can be round. This is a piece of round that this pen came from. This was a 9-inch long round blank. Hey, thanks, Linda. Thank you very much. They, thank you, Carla. They definitely turn different than, and I'm not saying it's because it's ours, but when we started turning, there were some good blanks out there, but couldn't get them in the color patterns that I wanted, and I always felt there was room for improvement, so we learned to cast, and I have done industrial HVAC for 21 years. At that time, right around 17 years, 18 years. Um, so I knew a lot about heat transfer, airflow, molecular movement, um, and such. So I started figuring out ways to test and expose the blanks to different treatments to make them smoother and easier to turn. And we developed a process that we are now told they are, if not the smoothest, some of the smoothest and easiest to turn and polish up very, very well. Have a lovely day as well. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, good idea. Thanks, Rosalind. Oh, speaking of Steve, we will not see a Steve sighting this evening. Unfortunately, he had a dog that they had to put down today. It's been their dog for many, many, many years, and unfortunately, it had to be put down today. But we send all of our condolences to Steve and his family. That's a rough thing to do, is to lose a pet. Oftentimes, pets treat you better than humans. It is. It is very sad. Taking a little extra time on this to make sure it is buttery smooth and razor straight. Ah, I hate to hear that for you, Leah. We lost our big Newfie back in 2020, and it was way too soon. We have another Newfoundland, but that one had a special place for us. Hey, thanks, Steve. We are all doing all right. We turned a diamond painting pen already, and now we are turning a black glitter blank. As soon as we get through the green here, we will move on. But I think we're almost through the green. Yes, Linda, I have a Newfoundland dog. He'll be 5 this year in October. His name is Guinness. He is as black as night. No, I don't need any more Newfoundlands. But Guinness will be 5, and the last time we took him to the vet about a month ago, he was 178 pounds. Yeah, 178 pounds. He'll fluctuate in between 178 and 184. Oh, from Newfoundland, Canada. How amazing is that? I know a gentleman from Nova Scotia, but I don't know anyone from Newfoundland other than you. That is too cool. We absolutely love the Newfie breed. They're huge, they're gentle, They have big personalities. They're very smart. They're very, very easy to train. He drops weight during beach season. Yeah, right. There is a little extra mica in these to make the black really dark so that the glitter stands out. That's why you see it breaking down a little more than normal. A little harder to sand. I think we're good. We'll run it back across it and see. Yeah, I think we're all right. Yeah, he is a big boy. His great grandpa was 246. He was massive and 6 feet 2 inches or 4 inches from nose to butt. Yeah, we're ready to move on. Wait till we get some wax on that. That is going to make a disco light jealous. It's going to have that much shimmer and sparkle to it. Guinness is big, but his great grandpa was enormous. Darren, we have some plain jet black rods made with a liquid dye that makes really nice bespoke pens as well when they're polished. This will be where we see whether or not our finish is any good. Is on black. A bespoke blank will typically be 8.5 to 9 inches long. They are used to make what are known as kitless or bespoke pens that have no hardware. And the only thing they have that is not made by the maker will be the nib section where the ink comes out and it holds your ink converter or ink cartridge. The rest of the body and the cap and the section are all cut out of resin. The blank is turned to a certain diameter and a tap and die set is used to make the internal threads and external threads. If you look back in the last month's Turner showcase, Darren made his pen as a bespoke pen. I'm sure he'd gladly share some of his work in the group and explain it a little more. He's very, very smart and really good at conversation. You can make bespoke pens in a fountain pen or roller ball. Typically, they're made in fountain pens, and depending on what type of nib you get, they can write very wide, they can write calligraphy, they can be very broad. Yeah, Darren, if you don't mind posting pens made with some of your pens that are made from blanks from us, That would be great. I have a couple other bespoke pens I can show as well, take them apart and show how the sections look. But if you want to post something so first, by all means, go ahead, show some of your work. Yes, you could make two short diamond pens out of a bespoke. Because the bespoke is 8.5 to 9 inches, you can get two 4-inch mini blanks or mini pens, or one 5-inch standard pen and a 3-inch mini pen out of a bespoke blank. Darren, I actually have a demonstrator that I made out of a clear pink blank on a Apollo kit, so that you can see all of the Apollo hardware, the cap, the section that you glue in, and all of the tail. And it's made out of a clear demonstrator. Clear pink on for the Apollo kit. I use it to figure out when I need to make an Apollo in a particular length or want to make a special length pocket pen. It's great for looking at it and figuring out what dimensions I need to use for converters or a cartridge. Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? It's great for figuring out custom lengths. Darren, I have a clear orange. I'll send you one as well. It makes an awesome demonstrator. It actually makes an awesome pen cap, but it's a clear dark orange. All right, let's see what we have. I don't see any radial marks or any radial scratches in it. Anybody else see any? Yes. Depending on the diameter of the pen, there are several, and there are single start dies and there are triple start dies. The triple start meaning that the pen will thread together in 3 different positions or 3 different places. Makes for a nicer user experience. Typically they're in metric, 14 by 8, 13 by 8, 12 by 8, 10 by 8 for the cap or for the section. You can get smaller depending on, you can find a small enough nib, and then there'll be a specific tap for the whatever nib section you're going to run as well. Because this is black, I'm trying to get a little extra wax on there. Yeah, triple start is very pricey. You know, when I went to the DC Pen Show last year, I was surprised at how many of the custom made pens were single start. Not all of them were triple start. Even some of the high ends weren't triple start. Any comments? Anybody's thoughts? Oh yeah, it shines up very, very well. Let me get a pen press and we'll push it together. It does look like outer space, doesn't it? It is very unique. Okay, let me find a knife to clean the edge up just a little bit. We always recommend to take a utility knife and chamfer the inside edge just right here, just a little bit. And when we glue our tubes up, we actually use a little bit of wax on the end of a Q-tip so that the glue doesn't build up in the ends of the tubes. And if it for some reason gets in there in the insertion process, it cleans up real easy. Okay, we're going to push the tail end together first. We need to adjust our press a little further closer. And we'll push again. Push firmly. Inspect the area where it's pushed together. And with the Zen kit, I recommend unthreading the end of the cap and pushing it again without the nose cone in it, just so that it prevents it from getting out of round or putting a dent in the end where the ink comes out. Now, both pieces are assembled. We check our gaps. It's good. It's the same all the way around. It's not out of round. We drop in the spring. We drop in the ink refill, and that ink refill can use any roller ball of a Pilot G2 type, or for the best experience, a Schmidt 5888 safety ceramic roller ball in fawn is a nice writing experience as well. I apologize for a little bit of dust from my hands, but my hands are clean. Makes for a beautiful pen, and if you see this in the sunlight, it makes for an even more gorgeous pen. Hopefully it's in focus. Yeah, it looks like ASMR. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Okay, we have approximately 30 minutes. Do we want to see the piece of ebonite get turned, or do we want to see the handle for the measuring spoon get turned? Anybody want to make a comment in the chat? Ebonite or the measuring spoon? Ebonite. Wow. Okay. So the ebonite that we have here is of a smaller diameter. Typically, blanks are 3/4 of an inch. These are 5/8 of an inch, but they will work on your smaller diameter pens. I have it in tan and green. I have the most of the tan. The tan is what I have drilled up right now. But here is the green. I will make some ebonite pens available. And this is a piece of tan. And this material is dated, it's somewhere between 1920 to 1950. The beauty of ebonite is how well it turns, polishes, and those ripple patterns. And remember that ebonite is a hard rubber. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's just do one spoon this evening and finish up the set, and I can post it this week. And then we can easily turn the ebonite. I can do a special ebonite this weekend. Nah, heck with it. We already got it out. I can always post the spoon. You all know what the handles look like. Where I can do a separate video and post it of the handles. That's what we'll do. And because our kit, this is ebonite. Ebonite is a hard rubber. And if you look, our bushings are 0.52. Our ebonite is 0.58. So we only have a little bit of material to take away. Yes, rubber. Very, very hard rubber. A lot of your original vintage pins were made out of ebonite. Remember, this is a 10.5 millimeter drill bit going through there. Yeah, it is crazy. Crazy that it's rubber, but that is exactly what it is. All right. We'll check our bushing fit, and looks like we're good. We found a piece of sandpaper here, and we are ready to go. Does anybody have any ebonite pins? Has anybody ever seen any ebonite pins? I can show you some other vintage ebonite, and I think I have some celluloid pins as well. Um, it doesn't feel like rubber, and it honestly doesn't feel like resin. It has, oh, Palm, I can gladly get you some of it as well. We have quite the abundance, but it turns really, really well, and it does not feel like either one. It has a very elegant and smooth, almost soft, warm. I know warm doesn't sound like a feeling, but a warm feeling to it that resin does not have. We are going to sand it up just a little bit here. I have some bigger ebonite that in a small section that I typically only use to order, but it's got some other beautiful color patterns. But this material, this particular color pattern, I have a fair amount of. When it's polished, it looks like it's been lacquered, like nice old vintage furniture lacquer. It's gorgeous. And we use the same wax on it as well. Pins were originally made out of ebonite before they were made out of any other material. This is the original pin material from 1800 forward, turn of the century. It was made available in many, many countries. Now it's only available out of Japan and out of Germany. It's not real easy to get a hold of, but it is gorgeous. It sands easy. It's very easy to work with. It holds a good machine thread. If you've ever held a high-end vintage fountain pen, usually the entire pen is made of ebonite, or the section where the nib and stuff goes in will be made out of ebonite. If you have a very nice high-end fountain pen, the nib section or feeder section where the nib is can often be made out of ebonite. Your lower end stuff will be made out of plastic, and your higher end stuff will be made out of ebonite. And it's not real expensive, it's just not real common. I don't know how it would do as a fountain pen, but makes a beautiful writing pen. Let's see, we're all right. Now we can sand it up and polish it up. Sure, Glenn, I can get you some. Anybody else? Let me throw out this water and get some new. Pine, I was up in Pennsylvania on Saturday. I bought a motorcycle from Beaver, PA. And rode it back down 376 and 79 in that crazy wind. Some places 40 and 50 mile an hour crosswind while coming home. It was sketchy to keep upright. Yeah, gladly. We can get any color. All right, let's find some green Zona paper. And the material sands up. Now, it will fill up your Zona paper very quickly, but not a big deal. I'm kind of digging the purple container. Oh, I didn't realize how far you were from Beaver. Beaver's only an hour and 45 minutes from me. And ironically, the gentleman I bought it from was originally from Clarksburg, West Virginia, which is only 30 minutes south of me. I picked up a 2012 Honda NC700X. It's the NC stands for nice commuter. On the interstate on the way back, it averaged 66.4 miles to the gallon. Yeah, if I would have known you were that close, I would have met for breakfast or lunch or something. We come to Pittsburgh pretty often. I'll reach out to you the next time we're up there. It's nice to ride the motorcycle to work. We have nice windy roads here in West Virginia, and the fact that it gets over 60 miles to a gallon is incredibly helpful. When you said you lived kind of in the country, Palm, I assumed you lived in like Lancaster. We'll make arrangements. My wife and I will come up on a Saturday or Sunday and meet you and your wife for lunch. Pittsburgh is the city where I gave my mom my left kidney back in 2009. So UPMC, President Montefiore Hospital. I've been to Erie several times. Pretty easy to get to from Fairmont as well. Get on 79 North and stay on it until I run into the water. Palm, if you're ever near Corey, PA, look up a guy by the name of Scott Dow. He is a guy that does animalistic art. I will try to share his page on YouTube. Does amazing wood carving. Amazing. If you're on Instagram, his name is The Dow. Very humble, very, very, very talented guy. Anybody else in the group ride a motorcycle or have one? Oh, really? So you're familiar with it as well, Steve. One last hit of green and we'll be in business. As you can see by the material floating in the water, ebonite sands really, really well, really, really easy. Oh, your husband sold ebonite. That's crazy. Oh, no, your husband used to sell motorcycles. Okay. Um, I don't know how well it will work for a diamond painting pen. This diameter material would probably be sold bikes. Yeah. Sold a 2015 Vulcan, now have a 68 Honda 305 Scrambler. Ah, so you're into the vintage Scramblers. Honda's always been my favorite. I also have a 78 Goldwing GL 1000, Darren. Has a Harley Fat Boy. Those are comfortable ride. The Goldwing is such an original condition with 7,000 miles, Darren. I want to make a Scrambler or a Cafe Racer out of it, but it's so original. I'm almost tempted not to. 66 Impala. Hey, now we're talking. Yeah, 75 through 79 was the first year Goldwings. Well, first generation Goldwings. 75, 76, and 77 all had a green gauge cluster. Every other year after that, it's been black until they went digital. But the original first and the first 3 years were green. They're pretty neat to see. It had 52 lights on it. We rode it from West Virginia to Tennessee. That is awesome. Goldwings ride unlike anything else. Honestly, I think they only need you to turn left or right. They'll keep themselves upright and running forever, especially the newer, anything with a GL 1800 or newer. 66 Chevelle. Oh, man. Now we're talking. Carla's boyfriend has a 69 Impala. We'll trade Harley for diamond painting pens. I bet. Rosalind, we can, or Linda, I'm sorry, we can try to make one out of a diamond painting pen and see how it holds up. If you want to, I can have my wife be the tester. I'll make one and let her try it out. If anybody will tell you whether or not it's hard on material, she'll tell you whether or not it'll hold up. It may hold up. I don't know how the rubber will do, but we'll see. It definitely would make a unique pen. And like I said, it has a very, very unique feel to it. It has a warmth unlike any other material. We'll trade Harley for diamond painting pens. I don't know. It's really hard. And I think as long as we left as much diameter as possible, it could hold a diamond painting pen. Honestly, Darren, my first thought was if I had some thicker material, I could sleeve it with a piece of aluminum or sleeve it with some aluminite and it would hold up. But it would definitely work if we sleeved it with a piece of aluminum and then it would hold up very well. You know, the shocking thing that I found out, Palm, on the way back from Beaver with that bike is there is an abundance of Pennsylvania drivers or people with Pennsylvania license plate that do not use the turn signal to change lanes on the interstate. They just go from one side to the other back and forth and absolutely no eye contact, and they do not use the blinker. They just, or the turn signal. They just go. Totally optional. You don't see that much in West Virginia. Most of us use the turn signal. That's always a shocker in PA. It's like when we go to Pittsburgh and have to come back through the tunnel. You don't make eye contact. You just stay in your lane and don't look at anybody and go forwards. And don't apply the brake. You're gonna get ran over. Yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful material. And like I said, it's vintage. Clean the water off of it here. And here's where the magic happens. Glenn has got to see this once before already. is how well this stuff waxes up. Yep, Pittsburgh left. This brownish color almost has a wood grain look to it. Anybody that wants some, I can post some in the drop. Or I can sell it to you outright. Just message me. We can work out how much you're looking for. Wait till you see this. We'll let this blush up a little extra. Clean it off over here. This makes that, what, ASMR? Just quite. All right, now it's looking pretty good. She sounds like a lacquer finish. We still have the pen press handy. We can press this together before the live is over. Wrong hardware. 1 second. There we go. Correct hardware. All right, we're ready to see what it looks like. Let's take our ubiquitous knife here. We'll make that Darren's favorite word before the night's over. If you are a pen maker, you will have X-Acto knives everywhere. They are essential. I bought this one secondhand. It works really well. All right, do we want the ripples going towards the end or away from it? I'll show you the beauty of this kit, is that if you push it together one direction, you get that you don't like it, you can easily switch it. Yes, the Pittsburgh left. Okay, so before I put this in there, these ends are totally interchangeable. You can unscrew this end and this end and swap them if you didn't like the pattern. But I kind of like the pattern this way. Ink or spring ink section. Finish pin. It buffs up like glass. Then is every bit as smooth. Yes, my wife uses metal placers. My wife uses the stainless steel placers um, from His and Hers Incorporated. She uses these ones that we get from Colleen Harzina. She uses the stainless steel tips from her. They work very, very well. It'll be your new 50-cent word of the day, Darren. Thank you. The pen is available if anybody is interested in it. Just message us, or we can sell you a piece of it and you can gladly have one of the members turn it. But I will figure out about the diamond painting one. And I have some solid black in a little bigger diameter as well. Yeah, we'll do. Sure, no problem. We have plenty available. And like I said, it's a good vintage color and it has a feel unlike resin. It's a very warm, smooth, soft feel. Hey, Amber joined as well. Thanks, Amber. Well, we have hit the 2-hour mark. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks, everyone, for joining. And we will see you next week. If there's something between now and then you would like to see, post a comment, post it in the Unbelievable Blanks page, and we will try to get to it. Thank you very, very, very much. Have a good week and have a good evening, everyone. Thanks again.